Hey, what's up, guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So today we're going to be working on two necklaces. Hopefully I can get them in one video here. But first one is we got a necklace that's missing the entire clasp and jump ring. So we can't really save them any money on that one. We ain't got a clasp that we can even try to fix. We don't even have a clasp or jump ring for that matter. So then the other one is one of the worst chains ever made, a Franco chain. These things are the worst. I think you're gonna find, and I could be wrong, but I think most jewelers would agree, the two chains that most jewelers hate to work on, mainly because it's really hard to hide the welds for these chains, is Franco chains and herringbones. Unless they're broke near the end tab or something, then you could put the chain under the end tab, not a big deal. But these Francos and herringbones, they're the worst. Every jeweler hates having to work on them. Well, I say every jeweler. Most jewelers I know hate to work on them just because they're crap. But at any rate, this thing's been worked on before. As a matter of fact, this might have been one we had done. So see right there, it was fixed there. I thought this looked familiar. It was broken two places, if I remember correctly. And I'm not seeing the other one. And then I could be wrong. It might not even been ours. It looks familiar, but it's hard to say for sure. But at any rate, these Franco chains, they're the worst. Francos and herringbones are the two worst. Just because it's so hard to hide the welds on them. But at any rate, let's start with the easier of the two first. We got a clasp here. Got us a nice electrical clasp there. Need to find me a jump ring though. You can use gold wire, or if you happen to have a jump ring in your scrap off of something, you can make it a jump ring or use it as a jump ring. And that's what we're going to do here. Let's dig through our scrap here. No, I was going to say, if we don't find anything else, we could use that as a jump ring, the top of that charm. If we don't find anything else here. Let's see. And then, like I said, if you got gold wire, you can make your own jump rings if you want to do it that way as well. I usually try to use my scrap up first if I got jump rings in here and stuff. That's a pretty nice size electrical clasp. That's about a $200 clasp right there. It's a big ass electrical. I got a couple big rings, but I don't need a big ring. I just need a small ring. Small little jump ring. Alright, I think we're going to use the ring off of this. Let's see, let me find my cutters here. I need to get some of these paper towels out of here. I use paper towels to dry my jewelry off after dipping it in water, and I got a habit of putting them in the drawer and using them as long as I can, and then throwing them away. So I need to break that habit. Where in the hell? We'll use these for now. There we go. go ahead and cut. Let's go ahead and cut that ring off there. Grab us a couple pliers, or maybe just one plier. And we'll go ahead and open that up and get that big ring off of there. And then we'll just cut that off. We can use that as a jump ring. It's actually a real nice, about the right size for a jump ring. Let's see if I can find my side cutters here, because I'd rather use those for that part. Dun, dun, dun. There they are. All right. Let's see if we can cut this off without losing the ring, because I've done that a time or two. There we go. All right. We got us a little jump ring there. Let's cut that little excess gold off there. Every little piece of gold counts, man. Well, I know that's a jump ring. I wonder if that's going to be too small. I don't know. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Let's go ahead and cut there. And let's see how this is going to... Now, what the hell did I just do with my clasp? I don't know. I hope I didn't put it back in the... Hold on, I gotta find what I did. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. I was hoping I didn't throw it back in the scrap thing here. But what we're going to do is hold the jump ring with our pliers. And we're going to try to get one end tab through here if we can. Like so. Then we're going to try to see if we can get the clasp through. Yeah, we're going to have to open that ring a little bigger for the clasp. Trying to hold on to it, don't lose it. Alright, now let's see if we can get the clasp through there. Damn, I think the pliers are in the way. Now let's try to see if we can squeeze it through there. There we go. Alright, now we need to get another pair of pliers here. Any kind of pliers. There we go. And try to get the ring closed so that if we do drop it, at least the ring and the clasp and the end tabs don't come off of it. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so you can see we got our clasp, we got our jump ring there. Now all we need to do is go ahead and weld the jump ring together, and this one will be golden. Let me squeeze that clasp. Clasp looks like it's a little loose there. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get our lock-in tweezers now. So we can go ahead and lock-in tweezers. I think that's them right there. And we're going to lock onto the jump ring, but not where we need to weld it at. And then we're going to set it up on the table right here. Just right where we need to weld it. I'm going to put this up before I dump it all over the place, which I've done many a times. And that's not fun, having to get on the ground and pick all your scrap up off the floor. Let's go ahead and put our boric acid denatured alcohol on there. And we're going to be using a 4-tip for this. Let's go ahead and burn that boric acid denatured alcohol off. We don't need a very big piece of solder, so we're just going to cut a little itty bitty piece. And I don't think we're going to need flux, so we're not even going to put flux on it. If you want to put flux on it, you can. It ain't gonna hurt. There we go. Ah, shit. Let's hope we don't have like we did in the other video where we're dropping solder like 5 times. That'd be nice if we don't. Let's go ahead and grab our solder. Alright, let me get you guys zoomed in here. Alright. Here goes nothing, guys. Let's hope we don't drop solder. Gotta get the torch a little bit hotter. Just a tiny little bit. Oh, gotta get a little bit hotter here. There we go. Nice. How about that? We didn't drop any solder, and we didn't have to use 3 or 4 pieces. Go ahead and cool that off. Nice. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys back out here. Trying to get it flipped around where we welded it. Now we're gonna have to clean this up a little bit, but oh yeah, that looks good. Uh-oh. I gotta bend this spring back a little bit here on this clasp. Where is... Spring's a little bit loose in there, so I'm trying to tighten it up a little bit if I can. If we can. I need to try to get it pushed back a little bit here somehow, because what it is, it's not all the way against the back of the clasp, so it's not allowing it to snap back real good. But we should be able to fix that. If not, we can put another spring in it, but still. If I can fix this one, I'd rather fix this one. There you go, now snapping back. It's still a little loose though. Need to try to get it tighter in that back section. There we go, that. Alright, that should be good. Alright, now that we got that together, let's just make sure that it clasps into the other side fairly easily, which it does. Okay, let's clean this jump ring up a little bit here and the clasp a little bit if we can. Alright, let's go ahead and use our silicone wheel. Go ahead and clean this jump ring up, make it look a little bit better here. And try to clean this bottom part where we had to cut it off at the of the charm. Alright guys, that's one repair down. So before we go, I want to drop this in ultrasound for a second, then we'll come back and work on this Franco chain. But I'll be right back in just a second, guys. Alright guys, I dropped this in ultrasound for a second. I want to come back and clean this clasp up a little bit, smooth it out, make it look good before we go polish it. Alright guys, I think we are done with this one. Let's go ahead and see how she clasp. Looks good. Alright, so that's one down. And got one more to go. The shitty Franco chain. This ought to be fun. Yeah, a lot of jewelers just don't like Francos and herringbones because it's really hard to hide the welds on these. You can't blend them in quite like you can with other necklaces. Which sucks, but you know. We're going to try to see if we can, this is the link that's broke. We're going to try to see if we can get it woven back in before we weld it. Yeah, we might not be able to though. We're going to try. So there goes the one side. And this is hollow at that, so that makes it even that much easier to break. Franco's bad enough, but then when you're dealing with a hollow Franco, that's even worse. These are real easy to break chains. I don't really advise wearing a charm on something like this. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's just going to make the chain not last as long. And that link's done. I don't know if we're going to be able to save that link or not. Don't know for sure, guys. We're going to try. That link might be toast. Let's see if I can bend that back over a little bit there. This sucks. Come on, let's save it. Let's save it if we can. Oh, maybe. No, don't. No. That sucks. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to save that link. I really wish we can. I'm hoping we can, but dang. That link is pretty screwed up. I don't know who invented Franco's, but they did a piss poor job of designing it. I'm not a big fan, personally. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First thing I got to do is I got to mark it. You're going to have to mark it with something, because otherwise you're not going to be able to tell where it's at. So I'm going to mark red right there. You got to, on the Francos, you're going to have to mark it with something, because otherwise you're not going to be able to figure out exactly where it was. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this backside first that I marked, and then that'll allow me to straighten out the other side, because the other side doesn't want to really line up. But what we're going to try to do is try to weld this backside first, and then we can go around to the other side and get that straight. Now we don't need very big pieces. Now just in case that red burns off, I'm going to put something. You could grab like a piece of rock or a piece of your tile. Just something small that you can put near it in case, because the red will burn off. Not always, but if it does, this way you have an idea where it's at. So we're going to put that white thing right there so we know. Let's go ahead and get our boric acid denatured alcohol here. We'll dip a little on there. And let's go ahead and burn that off. There we go. And the red is still on there, so that's good. And then we need just 2 little pieces. We don't need very big pieces. Hey, guess what? I found a piece of my solder, or one of my solders. Nice. So we're only going to have to cut 1 piece. Let's go ahead and turn that and get that out of the way for us. Alright guys, let's see if we can't... Now we're probably going to have to weld 2 spots there before we flip it over. And we're going to be using a 4-tip for this. Alright, I think you guys can see the red there. Well, that works. That worked really well. Shit, I couldn't have done that any better. Hell yeah. Alright, well, we didn't even need 2 pieces of solder for that side. But now that we got that side welded, we can come back over here and I want to dip this in water real quick, pull it off, go ahead and look at it. So I like the way that welded. So here's the one side we got so far. But like I said, on these Francos, they're hard to hide, the welds. And I was going to have to weld here and here, but it just went ahead and went all the way through both sides. So that actually works out pretty good. But now what I need to do is try to get this 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 one arm of the link right here to try to push over a little bit if I can. Alright, now we're going to mark with our red marker again. and be right there. Right there. Now again, I'm not using flux because this is hollow, and we really don't need to. You can use flux if you want, but on some of these smaller chains I really don't, because I find you don't really need it. But alright, let's go ahead, and we might need 2 pieces, but I'm not going to cut another piece in case it ends up like the other one where it just ends up going all the way across to the other side. Oh damn. But these Francos and herringbones, those are the 2 worst. It's almost impossible to hide the welds on them. So if you're worried about the weld being shown, don't worry about it. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. Not a hell of a whole lot. Now maybe somebody in the comments maybe knows something I don't, and I would be happy to know about Francos if you got a way to hide the welds on those, because I've yet to see anybody be able to do that. Now I have found a way to hide welds on like hollow ropes and stuff like that. But on herringbones and Francos, man, it's like nearly virtually impossible. And like I said, I've been doing this 30 years, but I'm not going to say I know everything. If somebody wants to leave in the comments if they got another way to show me, I am more than open. I'm always willing to learn something. I always learn something new all the time. Even though I've been doing this 30 years, every piece is different. Each piece is never the same. So there's always something to learn. Well, that didn't go where I wanted it. Let's go ahead and cut us another piece here. Let's see, where'd you go? There you are. Alright, let's try that again. Nice. Shit, I don't think I could have done that much better myself. One thing we do need to do though is we need to we have definitely got to smooth that out if we can. We're going to have to drop one more piece in one other area there though. So let's go ahead and grab our solder here, because there is one area I want to try to drop a little more. Oh, we dropped our solder, guys. Strike one. Perfect. Alright guys, let me zoom you all out of here. Okay, looks kind of ugly right now, but we got it welded. I like to, especially on these smaller ones, I like to fill in those links, because if you just weld on the ends there, I find that they tend to fray off and like to break off, especially if they're trying to wear a charm on it. So wherever I weld it, I like to try to fill it in, just because it's a lot more sturdier that way. Now, like I said, you can't hide that like you can on other chains and bracelets. Francos and herringbones are going to be the only ones that are really hard to hide the welds. There's just not much you can do about those. But at any rate, as much as I would love to say you can, like I said, somebody might know something that I don't know in the comments. I'm open, all ears. If you know something I don't know, I'm all open. Just in my 30 years, I haven't really been able to find a way to do it, you know. But if you know something I don't, I'm always willing to learn. I'm not here to say I know everything. I like to say I'm fairly good after 30 years, you know, but I don't know everything. I think that's being a little arrogant to do something like that. It don't look half bad, but you know, if you look for it though, you can find it. But once we get it polished, it'll look a lot better. And like I said, you can tell this chain has been broke several times. Several times. But at any rate, guys, we got that back together. Let's go ahead and drop these both these necklaces in the ultrasound, polish them up, and then we'll come back and look at the finished product, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back with those two chains. So we're going to start with the Franco here. We got it cleaned and polished. Here's where we had to fix it at, right here. And like I said, don't worry about it too much, because it's really hard to hide the welds on Francos. Francos and herringbones, you can't really hide the welds too well on those. It's going to be damn near impossible. Now, if somebody's got a trick in the comments, I'm open all ears, but I've yet to see anybody be able to do it and not be able to see where the weld is at. But hey, it is what it is. So don't worry if you're working on Franco or herringbones, and I don't advise working on them, but if you're going to work on them or have to work on them, just as long as the people know, you know, that hey, you're going to be able to see the weld, because there's just no way to hide it on these type chains, on Francos and herringbones in particular. But we got that one fixed, got it taken care of. And then our other one that we had to put the clasp on, we got it all cleaned and polished. Got it nice and taken care of. Get some fingerprints off of it. But we had to put a jump ring in, a whole new clasp on there. And we got the rest of the necklace polished as well. But got those two chains down, got them taken care of. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll have plenty more to come, I'm sure. And this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. If you would like to subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, you can, although it's not required. Just helps the channel grow and show some love. I'll have the link for that down in the description. Also, if you'd like for me to do your repairs, you can visit my Etsy shop, which I'll have the link for that down in the description as well. And I'll most likely make a video of me doing your repairs. Also, if you want to check out my Kick live stream, it's more of like a reaction channel type live stream. I'll have the link for that down in the description. And then also my other YouTube channel, where I also stream live stream on there as well. At the same time I do kick. And if you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, I highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. And if you're not in the Jacksonville area and you're looking to buy jewelry online, I highly recommend Stellar Jewelry. I'll have the link for that down in the description. Also, I feel like I'm forgetting something, guys. I don't know what I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, damn, I'm forgetting something, y'all. Alex, help me out, man. What am I forgetting? I know you've been here long enough. You probably know this shit by heart. Anyways, I think that about covers everything, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, I hope you guys learn stuff as you're watching these videos. I'm here, you know, like I said, I've been doing this 30 years. I'm here to share my 30 years of knowledge. And I don't claim to know everything. So, you know, I like to know I know a lot. I have a lot of experience. But regardless, I'm always open to learning because there's always new things to learn, you know. So I'm just here to give you a foundation, and you build upon that. You know, you might find you do certain things a little bit differently, but the general principle is going to be about the same. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Take care, y'all.